Hello everyone, I'm Kimillo and today we're going to be drawing Brigitte from Overwatch. Brigitte is the newest addition to the Overwatch roster as a support/tank hybrid, and my god am I excited to play her. She seems like a support that could not only defend her team but also defend herself, which is really nice in the meta currently where there's a lot of Genjis and a lot of Traces, and just as a support you're just running around trying to run away from things trying to kill you. It also makes a change for myself as an ex-Mercy main. I haven't really played her much since her nerfs, but Mercy used to spend a lot of time just trying not to be hit, and it'd be nice to play a support that can really hold their own. But unfortunately, my computer keeps overheating every time I play Overwatch for more than half an hour, so I can't play her, so instead I am drawing her. So let's start talking about the drawing. I did the sketch off camera because it took me so long to do. I really wanted to get her right. I'm not very used to drawing armor or drawing like more bulkier and full designs, so I just had to spend a lot of time really getting in those details and making sure I got her armor right, also getting the positioning right and the anatomy right, and the hands, don't get me started on the hands, they took me so long to do, so that's why I'm using my light box to trace over them with a fine liner to get the finished outline. The only thing that I didn't use a light box for was her face. I felt like her face in the sketch was quite bland, it didn't really show much emotion, so I redrew that and then went over that fine liner off camera so I can really just get in close and look at it, because you may have noticed earlier, my face keeps popping up and I didn't want that to happen throughout the entire video. So here is the sketch and then the outline. I was complaining in my last video about my fine liner smudging, and you can see here my fine liner smudged and I was not happy about it at all. I thought I only smudged with rubbing out, I don't know how it happened, wasn't very happy about it, but it's fine, I dealt with it. For colouring this piece, I originally went in with my Winsor watercolours. I use these a lot to set the base layer of my paintings and then go over them with watercolour pencils, but for this piece I didn't end up using watercolour pencils, I just used normal pencils. I felt that I actually did an okay job for once, actually creating shading, a little bit more depth with just the watercolours, which is unusual because I'm usually quite scared of adding in dark colours and then everything gets dark and everything gets quite dirty and then I fade roll out and it all ends up one flat colour, but it actually worked out. I felt like I could have done the metal a little better. I wanted to have this really light colour and this really dark colour to show how shiny it was, but it didn't quite outwork how I wanted. I thought maybe afterwards I could use my gel pen to really create that shine, but it didn't quite work. But I felt that how pigmented the orange parts of her armour were, it didn't really matter that the metal wasn't shiny because the focus instead was her super orange pigmented armor pieces and her like ginger hair, even though she's not this ginger in game. Drawing orangey ginger hair is a lot more fun than normal brown hair, so she ended up a little bit more ginger, but that's fine. I usually struggle with creating interesting greys, so I was quite happy with this one that I was able to create a lot more warm grey by mixing in a little bit of orange, a little bit of red, but not too much so it completely turned into a different colour. I felt like it's a lot less bland than my usual greys and a lot more realistic. The overall piece as well is a lot more warm with a lot of oranges and browns and reds, so being able to actually create that slightly warm grey without the warmth either completely overpowering it or not showing at all, I was pretty happy with it. I was very pleased with the colour that I made for the armour plates, for the orange armour plates. They are so pigmented and bright with a lot of depth. I felt like the reds really brought out the light yellows. Even though I should have made it a little bit more yellow, I just really liked it. I really liked the colour. I think it gave it a lot more pop and brightness and funness and a little bit more Overwatch-esque feel, even though it's a completely different colour in game, but I really liked it, and it matches her hair, which is even better. I ended up missing a big chunk of colouring here, which I'm really sorry for, but the camera kept going out of focus on my stupid face for being in the way, but it was a lot of just me messing up. Actually, you can see that looks like a chunk missing of the arm there. I put the wrong colour in, I tried to pick up as much as possible. It was also a lot of like quite dull browns and colouring the greenish camouflagey-esque of the fabric, and that's about it. You didn't miss much, it's fine. So a few hours later I came back after the watercolours dried and went over with some standard colouring pencils just to add a little bit more depth to the piece. After colouring the hair for a little bit, I decided to go back over it with the fine liner to add the look of segments of hair running through it. I really like the style and a lot of artists use it, and I wanted to practice it, and I'm really glad that I did it because I feel like the hair looks a lot more interesting now other than just a block of ginger in the background. I know I keep talking about those orange armor plates, but adding those colored pencils in just made it so much better. I need to use this combination of colours more often. I don't use enough reds in my pieces. I use too much blues, too much purples. This fiery look is so good. I need to use this more often. Okay, I promise I'll stop talking about these armor pieces. They'll never come up again. It's fine. If you're interested in what pencils that I'm using, I'm just going to put the name on the screen because like many other words, I pronounce them very wrong. So so I don't butcher this German company's name, this is what pencils I'm using. I'm using the Noris Club ones. I don't know, they're very cheap. I've used them for quite a few years. They're not as, say, creamy as a lot of other pencils, but they cost me like £5. There's 24 colours. I think they layer on top of watercolours pretty well. They work on textured paper quite well, which I use quite a bit, so I'd recommend for beginners or people who don't want to play a lot on watercolours. They're not too bad, and if you're in the UK, you can find them literally anywhere. I got mine from Tesco's. I was quite happy with the colouring at the end of the piece, but I do feel that I overcoloured her face a little bit. I felt like there's too much red in too many different places, and there's a lot more shading in one place and a lot little shading in another place, and if I kept adding more colour, her skin tone would completely change colour, and it's not what I was going for, but hey, it looks fine. Looks better than it could have been. It could have been way worse, but she just looks like she's been working out for a little bit, but she's big and buff, it might be true, who knows. I tried to finish this piece by going over some of the lines with my fine liner, but my fine liner died halfway through, so I had to just give a little more depth in some places with a black pencil, then use my brush pen to give her a bit of an outline. But my fine liner is finally dead, which means I got an excuse to buy some microns, which I'm happy with, and I've been using them the last few days, and they'll definitely be using the next piece because they're very nice and so much better than my old fine liner, and they don't smudge as much, which is very nice because Brigitte's smudge face is still annoying me. And this is my finished Brigitte piece. I really hope you enjoyed watching. I really enjoyed painting her. I'll probably end up painting her again. She's so much fun, her armor is so much fun, her hair is so much fun, and I can't wait to play her. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!